Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the MCQ questions and answer from the topic the DFT problem and convolution problem, linear convolution and circular convolution, and also linear filtering. That is overlap add method and save method. So already I posted the two videos for the subject DTSP. In that first video, the basics of the DSP. In that second one, we discussed the DFT and properties. So if you want to learn those videos means I will give the link in the description box. You can see. Okay. The first question you see, what is the DFT of the 4-point sequence x of n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this is a 2-mark problem. Generally, that is the DFT. We can calculate the DFT for n point DFT. So here you see the given sequence x of n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So how many samples are available in the x of n? 4 sample. So we may use the 4-point DFT. So this 4-point DFT problem, so we can calculate in a easy method, that is Studel factor method. So it is a 2-mark question. Okay, so in direct evaluation method, that is using the DFT formula, we can solve, but it is somewhat lengthy. But if it is a 4-point DFT, so the same DFT answer we can achieve using the Studel factor method. If this Studel factor matrix you have to memorize. Okay, so you see the DFT, the formula for the DFT calculation is that x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power minus j 2 pi k n by n. Okay, this is the formula for DFT calculation, where n is a number of sample. Okay, n point DFT, and for the k value ranges from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so here for our problem, the given samples are 4. So we have to take n equal to 4. So substitute n equal to 4 in the above formula. So we get x of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to 3 x of n e power minus j 2 pi k n divided by 4. Okay, so we have to calculate this x of k value for 4 k value, k equal to 0, k equal to 1, k equal to 2, k equal to 3. Okay, so this method is a direct evaluation method. Okay, so shortly this x of k value we can calculate using the Studel factor multiplication. So this equation, the summation x of n e power minus j 2 pi k n by n is calculated using the Studel factor multiplication method. Okay, so here the x of k is calculated by, so this is the 4-point DFT, means we can use the 4 Studel factor. W4 we can use the W4 multiplied with the given x of n. Okay, so here this 0, 1, 2, 3, it is a x of n value. Okay, so you see the x of n value is 0, 1, 2, 3. So you just write in a column wise. Then the W4 matrix, the Studel factor 4 matrix we have to write. So how to remember this 4-point Studel factor means, so there are 4 rows and 4 columns are there. In the first column and first row, you just see all elements are 1. Okay, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then except this first row and first column, you see 1 3 by 3 matrix is there. In that the center element is again 1. Okay, so the first row, first column is 1. Then in that 3 by 3, the center element is 1. Okay, and you see these 4 diagonal values are minus 1. Okay, this 4 values are minus 1, and these 2 diagonal elements are minus j. These 2 diagonal elements are plus j. Okay, so in this way, you just remember this Studel factor matrix. So this Studel factor matrix, you just multiply with our x of n. That's all, we will get the answer. Okay, so you see the first row multiplied with this x of n value. So 1 into 0 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 3. So we will get 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Answer is 6. Similarly, the second row multiplied with this column. So we will get the answer as minus 2 plus 2j. Similarly, the third row multiplied with this element, we will get minus 2. The last row multiplied with this element, we will get minus 2 minus 2j. So the x of k value is 6 comma minus 2 plus 2j minus 2 minus 2 minus 2j. Okay, so this is the answer. So here the answer C is correct. 6 minus 2 plus 2j minus 2 minus 2 minus 2j. So this is the DFT of the 4-point sequence. So the next one, similarly, what is the DFT of the 4-point sequence? X of n equal to 4 ones. Okay. So similarly, similar to the previous problem, the same thing. That is a 4-point DFT answer is calculated by the 4-point twiddle factor multiplied with our given X of n. So you just write this 4-point twiddle factor matrix with this X of n. So the first row multiplied with this element, we will get the answer is 4. Similarly, the second row multiplied with this element, we will get 0. Similarly, the third row multiplied with this element, we will get again 0. The fourth answer is also 0. So the answer for this sequence is 4 ones means the answer is, you see, 4, 0, 0, 0. So A is the correct answer. Okay. So if these are all some standard answer, if 4 ones will come means the answer is, the first answer is 4. The first answer is nothing but addition of all sample in a given X of n in any DFT problem. Okay, so the remaining all 0. Okay, similarly, if the X of n is 8 ones means, the answer is that the first answer is 8, remaining 7 values are 0. So these are the some of the answers, easy to remember. Okay, so similarly, the third problem, you see, what is the DFT of the 4-point sequence? X of n equal to 1, 1, 0, 0. Okay, first 2 ones, 2, 0. Okay, in a similar way, you just solve. So the total factor, the same total factor multiplied with 1, 1, 0, 0. So we will get the answer, you see, the first answer is 2. Okay, so in order to check whether our answer is correct or not, the first answer in DFT problem, the first X of k value for k equal to 0, the first answer is always the addition of the X of n sample. So 1 plus 1 plus 0 plus 0, it's a 2. Okay. Then the next value 1 minus j, the third value is 0, the fourth value is 1 plus j. So the answer B is a correct answer. Okay, so this is also one of the, these are all the 2 mark question. Similarly, what is the DFT of the 4-point sequence? X of n equal to 1, 0, 1, 0. So here 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Here 1, 0, 1, 0. So you see the answer is 2, 0, 2, 0. So 2, 0, 2, 0. Okay. Then the next one, what is the inverse DFT of capital X of k equal to 4 and 000? Okay, inverse DFT. So that is already, you know, the DFT means in order to convert the time domain sequence X of n into capital X of k. The inverse DFT means the process of converting the reverse, the frequency domain X of k into small x of n. It is called as the inverse DFT. So using this twiddle factor method, we can calculate the inverse DFT also. Okay, so what is the formula for the inverse DFT means? In inverse DFT, the X of n is calculated by 1 divided by capital N, the complex conjugate of the n point twiddle factor multiplied with X of k. Okay, so if it is a DFT, question means the capital X of k is calculated by Wn multiplied with a small x of n. Okay, so already we discussed, you see, this is the Wn multiplied with the given x of n. It will give the capital X of k. If you want to convert in a reverse, inverse DFT means 1 by n Wn complex conjugate x of k. So what is the twiddle factor? The complex conjugate of the twiddle factor means, so the same 4 by 4 matrix, what is the difference means, you see these 4 elements, okay, this plus j and minus j. So in the Wn matrix, you see in W, this is the Wn complex conjugate matrix. So the remaining, the first row, first column is 1, the center value is 1, these elements are minus 1. Same. Okay, so what is the difference in this Wn complex conjugate matrix means? So in the Wn matrix, these two values are minus j, these two values are plus j. But in this, so you see, in the previous problem, you see, these two values are minus j, these two values are plus j if it is a Wn matrix. Okay, but here we are using, this is the Wn complex conjugate matrix. So here The minus j is replaced by plus j. These two diagonals are plus j replaced by minus j. So this is the Wn complex conjugate. Okay, so you just multiply the Wn complex conjugate with the given x of k, and you just divide all answer by n, means it is the small x of n. Okay, so you see, so x of n equal to 1 divided by 4. Here the capital N value is 4, and you just write Wn complex conjugate multiplied with the given x of k. What is the given x of k? 4, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so you multiply the first row with this thing and the remaining all thing. So we will get a 1 by 4 of 4, 4, 4, 4. So you just divide all elements by 4. So we will get the answer is 4 ones. Okay, so the x of n, the inverse DFT of x of k equal to 4 with a 3, 0. The answer is 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, B is the correct answer. So this is the method in order to find the inverse DFT. Okay, so if you are calculating this inverse DFT in a, that is the formula method, in a direct evaluation method, it is somewhat tedious. But this total factor method is easy to calculate. Okay, so for 2 more problem, so you can use this method. Then the next one, what is the DFT of x of n equal to del of n? Okay, so in the previous problem, the x of n is given as finite duration sequence. Okay, so here the x of n is equal to del of n. So in order to calculate the DFT answer for this problem, we can use the formula method. Okay, so already you know del of n. What is del of n? It's a unit impulse sequence. The del of n is having the amplitude 1 at only n equal to 0. For the remaining time, the signal is not at all having any amplitude. This is said to be the del of n. So for this del of n signal, we have to find the DFT. So in signals and system, for this del of n, we calculated the Z transform DTFT. So the answer for this del of n is always 1. Similarly, the DFT answer for this impulse signal is also 1 we will get. Okay, so you see, so how to solve means, first you just write the x of k formula, the DFT formula. So what is the DFT formula? X of k equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of n e power minus j 2 pi kn by n. Okay, so here we have to substitute the x of n value. What is the given x of n? Del of n. Okay, so you just substitute it, and we have to substitute the value of del of n in this formula. What is del of n? The del of n is equal to, amplitude is 1 at only the instant n equal to 0. For the remaining time instant, the del of n value is 0. Okay, so that's why if you are expanding this summation only at n equal to 0, this del of n value is 1. For the remaining n equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, all values are 0. Okay, so that's why 1 into e power n is 0 means e power 0, 1. So the answer is 1. Okay, so the DFT of the unit impulse signal, the answer is 1. Okay, so the DTFT for DTFT is a transform of this del of n is also the same 1 only. Okay, if you are taking any transform for unit impulse signal, we will get the answer as 1. The next question, what is the DFT of x of n equal to del of n minus n naught? Okay, DFT of the delayed unit impulse sequence. What is del of n minus n naught? This is the del of n. At n equal to 0, the signal is having amplitude 1 means this is del of n. What is del of n minus n naught? This sequence is shifted to, that is, this sequence is 1 at n is equal to n naught. The time n equal to n naught, this del of n minus n naught is having amplitude 1. In remaining time, the signal is not at all having amplitude. This is said to be the del of n minus n naught. Okay. So similarly, you just find the x of k equal to, so you just write the DFT formula. Then in that formula, instead of x of n, we have to substitute the given signal del of n minus n naught. Okay. And we have to substitute the value of del of n minus n naught. What is del of n minus n naught? It is 1 at n equal to n naught. Okay, only the time n equal to n naught, this signal is having the amplitude 1. Okay, so put n equal to n naught in this two thing. So 1 into e power minus j 2 pi k, instead of n, you just put n naught divided by n. So e power minus J2 pi k n naught by n is the answer. So e power minus J2 pi k n naught by n is the DFT of del of n minus n naught. Okay, so this is also the important 2-mark problem. Okay, then the next question, consider the sequence x of n is equal to 1, 2, minus 3, some value is given. Using 8-point DFT, find capital X of 0. Okay, so how many sequence given? You see, the sequence is having how many sample? 8 sample. So if you want to find the DFT answer, we have to perform 8-point DFT. Okay, so here this question is very simple. So here you see what is the thing is given means using 8-point DFT, find capital X of 0. What is capital X of 0? The first answer, the X of k at k equal to 0. The first DFT answer, it is called as X of 0. So already know the first answer. You see in the previous problem, in this, this is the problem. So in this, X of n equal to, what is the answer for X of k? 2, 0, 2, 0. So the first answer, it is said to be the X of 0. So this X of 0 already I told the X of 0 is nothing but it is an addition of X of n value. So 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0, so 2. That is the answer. Okay, similarly here the 8-point sequence is given. So what is the value of capital X of 0? So the capital X of 0 is nothing but addition of all samples. So 1 plus 2 minus 3 plus 0 plus 1 minus 1 plus 4 plus 2. So if you are adding all sample, we will get the first DFT answer. So the first answer is 6. Okay, if you are adding all values, we will get 6. Okay, so the same thing I solved using the equation. So in equation also, we will get after reduction, we will get summation n equal to 0 to 7 x of n. That means we have to add all x of n value from n equal to 0 to 7. We will get the answer is 6. Okay, this is the important, this is the university problem. Okay, so in 16-mark question. So this is the one part. Okay, find x of 0 for this one using the properties of DFT. Okay, then the next question, consider the sequence, the same sequence using 8-point DFT, find capital X of 4. So the capital X of 4 is also we can calculate in a very easy method. Okay, so for that you just see, you just write the DFT formula. This is the DFT formula. So here, what is the value of n? 8. So summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 means 7. So x of n e power minus j2 pi k n by 8. Okay. Next, what is our question? Our question is to find the capital X of 4. So what is capital X of 4? The k value equal to 4. Okay, at k equal to 4, we have to find the answer. So put k equal to 4 in the above equation. So x of 4 is equal to summation n equal to 0 to 7 x of n e power minus j2 pi 4n by n. Okay, so here to this 2 into 4, 8, 8 cancelled. So summation x of n e power minus j pi n. Okay, what is the answer for e power minus j pi n? The e power minus j pi n, it is nothing but minus 1 to the power n. Okay, so in order to find this x of 4, you just expand this summation. So first to put n equal to 0. So if you are putting n equal to 0, minus 1 to the power 0, it's a plus 1. X of 0. So you see the first one is plus x of 0. Then put n equal to 1. Minus 1 to the power 1 minus x of 1. Then plus x of 2. So alternatively plus minus will come. So x of 0 minus x of 1 plus x of 2 minus x of 3 plus x of 4 minus x of 5 plus x of 6 minus x of 7. So you just substitute all value. We will get the answer is 0. Okay. So the answer, that is alternatively the first one plus 1 minus 2 plus minus 3, then you alternatively you add and subtract the values, we will get the answer is 0. So this is the way in order to find the center value x of 4. Okay, so these are the properties of DFT. Then the next question, So the previous questions are from the DFT problem. Next, we are going to discuss about the convolution problem. So what is the circular convolution of the sequence x1 of n is 2 1 2 1, x2 of n is 1 2 3 4. Okay. So in order to perform the circular convolution, so the very easy method, it is called as a matrix multiplication method. Okay. So in that, uh, there are so many ways is that the graphical representation, concentric circle method, but the matrix method is very easy to calculate. So this is also a very important 2 mark problem in this unit. Okay. So in order to perform the circular convolution, so the first sequence x1 of n 2 1 2 1, you just write in a column wise. Okay, first you write 2 1 2 1. Then the next column is written by this last element, you give it to the first element. So this one you give it to here. Then the remaining 3 value you just write. Okay, so this 2 1 2 you just write. Then in the next column, this 2, it come to the first thing. Then the remaining 1 2 1 you just write. Okay, so you just rotate this element one position to the top. So we will get 4 cross 4 matrix. Okay, so after getting the 4 cross 4 matrix, this x1 of n matrix is multiplied with our x2 of n value. What is the x2 of n value? 1 2 3 4. Okay, then you just multiply the first row multiplied with this first column value, we will get the first answer. Similarly, this one multiplied with this one, we will get the second. Similarly, third one. So you see the answer is 14 16 14 16. So this is the circular convolution of this 2 sequence. Okay, so this is a very important 2 mark problem. Okay, the first sequence you write in a, if it is a 4 sequence, then the important point in order to note it in circular convolution is that both the sequence must have the same length. Okay, what is length? The number of samples in the sequence. So how many number of sample in the first sequence? 4. Here also 4. Okay, so if in next problem I will tell if the sequence is different means how to manage it. Okay, both sequence must have the same length. That is an important point. Then similarly, you see the next question, what is the circular convolution of sequence x of n equal to 1 2 3 1, h of n equal to 1 1 1. So you see here the x of n is having 4 samples, but the h of n having only 3 samples. But in order, the rules in order to perform the circular convolution is that both sequence must have the same length. So that's why in h of n, you just append 1 0. Okay, in for last, you just append 1 0 in a h of n. So you see, the h of n can be written as 111 and 1 0. Okay, so after that, you using the matrix multiplication, you just do it. Okay, so the first element 1 2 3 1, then you rotate 1 1 2 3, then you rotate 3 1 1 2 2 3 1 1. Okay, 1 1 1 0. If we are multiplying, we will get the answer as 5 4 6 6. Okay, this is the answer. The next thing, what is the linear convolution of the sequence x of n and h of n? So linear convolution is different. The circular convolution is different. The circular convolution is performed using this matrix multiplication method. And in order to perform circular convolution, both sequence must have the same length. Okay, but the linear convolution output is different. In order to perform the linear convolution, this linear convolution we studied in signals and system. Okay, so the 5th unit of signals and system, we studied linear convolution. That convolution, the convolution sum is called as linear convolution. Okay, so in order to perform the linear convolution, so we may use this tabulation method. Okay, so the answer obtained from the linear convolution is not same as that of the circular convolution. Okay, so here in order to perform the linear convolution, both sequence should not have the same length. It may differ. Okay, so no need to append 0 in that sequence. Okay, so number of outputs obtained in the linear convolution is that L plus M minus 1. If L is the length of the first sequence, M is the length of the second sequence, then how many samples we will get in the output means L plus M minus 1. Okay, here you see how many samples in a first sequence? 4. How many sample in a second sequence? 3. So 4 plus 3 minus 1, 6. Okay, so 6 output we will get. So here you see, in order to perform the linear convolution, we may use tabulation method. Okay. So in tabulation, in one side you just write x of n, in another one side you just write h of n. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1. You multiply this one with all this element. Then diagonally you split. So already you familiar with this method. Okay, diagonally you split this elements and add that element. So the first answer is 1. The second answer 2 plus 1 3. Then 3 plus 2 plus 1 6. 1 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, 6 4 1. This is the answer. So 1 3 6 6 4 1. This is the linear convolution output. Okay. Then the next one, linear filtering methods based on DFT. The next topic. So here you see the overall add and overall save method are two methods for linear FIR filtering of long sequence on block by block basis using DFT. This is true. Okay. The overlap save method and overlap add method is used to obtain the linear FIR filtering of long duration sequence. Okay, this is true. Next, in overlap save method of long sequence filtering, what is the length of the input sequence block? So in overlap save method, the input sequence block is having, it should have the length of L plus M minus 1. Okay, so just remember it, L plus M minus 1. That means L new data, then the last M minus 1 data point from the previous block. Okay, last M minus 1 data point followed by the L new data. So how many samples? L plus M minus 1 sample in overlap save method. Okay, you remember it. Then in overlap save method of long sequence filtering, how many zeros are appended to the impulse response of FIR filter? Okay, that is in overlap save method of long filtering, how many zeros? That is the impulse, if the impulse response is having the length M means we have to append L minus 1 0 in order to make the length as L plus M minus 1. Okay, so in order to perform the circular convolution of that a sectioned input with impulse response, the both sequence must have the same length. That's why the impulse response is appended with L minus 1 zeros. If the impulse response is having the number of sequences M. Okay, the next one, the first M minus 1 values of output sequence in every step of overlap save method of filtering of long sequence are discarded. This is true or false? True. Okay. In overlap save method, the first M minus 1 data are overlapped. That is, it is captured from the previous block. Okay, that's why while calculating the output in each y1, y2, y3, the first M minus 1 output sequence we have to discard. Okay, so if you want to learn in a detailed about this overlap add method and save method, already I solved some problems. Okay, 2-3 problems in overlap add and save method in this DTSP playlist. Okay, so I will give the link for those videos in the description box. You can study. Okay, if you want to learn more about this overlap save and overlap add method in a detailed manner. The next one, in overlap add method, what is the length of the data block? So the length of the data block is L. Okay, in overlap save method, the length of the input sequence is L plus M minus 1. In overlap add method, the length of the input data block is L. The next one, which of the following is true in case of overlap add method? M zeros are appended at last each data block. M zeros are appended at first data block. M minus 1 zeros are appended at last of each data block. So in overlap add method, while designing x1, x2, x3, M minus 1 0 we have to append in each block. Okay, in overlap save method, m-1 previous data, that is m-1 data of the previous block is captured and put it here in overlap add method. The last m-1 zeros are appended at the last of each data block. Okay, just remember it. In which of the following method the input sequence is considered as the following diagram. So this is the input signal. The input signal is first splitted into LL size. Okay, then here you see while designing x1 of n, the L data previously m-1 0. Similarly, in the second x2, the L new data, the previous m-1 are the last m-1 data from the previous block. So this method of designing the input sequence is said to be overlap save method, overlap add method, save and add method, none of the above. This is a overlap save method. So in overlap save method, the x1 of n, x2 of n designed by first m-1 0 followed by the new L data. In the second sequence, the m-1 data of previous block followed by the L new data. Okay, this is the overlap save method. The next one, in which of the following method the output sequence is considered. Okay, so you see the output data, this is y1, y2, y3. So here you see the m-1 points are added together. That is the last m-1 point of the first output is merged and with the first m-1 data of the y2. So here these two data are added together. This method is called as overlap add method. Okay, we are overlapping the sectioned output and added. This is overlap add method. The overlap add and overlap save methods are two types of sectioned convolution. This is true or false? True. Okay. Under the sectioned convolution only, the two methods overlap add and overlap save. Okay. The next one, the frequency spectrum obtained from DFT is discrete in nature, while the spectrum obtained from DTFT is continuous in nature. This is true or false? True. Okay. For DFT, DTFT, what is the difference means? For both DFT and DTFT, we are giving the input sequence as a discrete sequence x of n. But what is the difference means? The DFT produces the output x of k. The DTFT produces the output x of e power j omega. So the spectrum obtained by this DFT is discrete in nature. Okay, the frequency spectrum obtained from this DFT is discrete in nature, but the spectrum obtained from the DTFT is again continuous in nature. This is true. Okay. The next one, circular convolution cannot be used to find the response of linear filter. Yes. Okay. The linear convolution, that is for one system. Okay. If the impulse response H and the input sequence X is given means, if we want to find the output Y, the Y is nothing but linear convolution of X of n with H of n. But if we are performing circular convolution with X of n, H of n, we will not get the exact output. Okay. So circular convolution cannot be used to find the response of linear filter. It is true. Okay. The next question, linear convolution can be used to find the response of linear filter. Yes. Okay. The linear convolution only, we will get the output Y. The Y is nothing but X, linear convolution with H. Then the next one, when DFT of a sequence X of n is real. Okay. When the DFT of the sequence X of n is real. In which condition the DFT answer for the sequence X of n is real? If the sequence X of n is real and even, or the X of n is imaginary and odd. Okay, if the X of n satisfies these two conditions means, at the time we will get the X of k value is purely real. Okay, you just remember these are all some of the important points. Whenever the input sequence X of n is real and even or imaginary and odd, okay, at the time we will get the X of k values purely real. Then when DFT of a sequence is imaginary, just opposite. If the sequence X of n is real and odd, or the x of n is imaginary and even, we will get the x of k value is imaginary. Okay, these are all the some of the fact about the DFT. Okay, discrete Fourier transform. So these are all the some of the questions in this video. We discussed the 2 mark problems of the DFT problem, linear convolution problem and circular convolution problem, then linear filtering. Okay, so you study this question. If you want to learn more about these question means, already I posted the video for a linear convolution, circular convolution, overlap, save and add method separate as a separate video in that DTSP playlist. So I will give link for those videos in the description box. You can see. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel and please subscribe my channel for more videos. So keep watching. In the next video we will meet. Thank you.